Hi, it's me again. It's Kevin Fleming from Grupo Mariana, developer of Playa Mariana in Nicaragua, and it's that time walking out of the office here at Casa Mariana in Granada, Nicaragua, and we're on our way to the Playa Mariana, 8 kilometers south of Masachapa, and today's going to be an amazing day. We're going to capture so much footage of the coastal highway. We're going to go look at the towns of Crucero, Juguete, Boquete. We'll be all around Playa Mariana talking to the people later this afternoon. We should be seeing the water tank delivered on site, so I am told, along with the pump generator, so that's exciting. And we continue to monitor all the progress here in Nicaragua, specifically at Playa Mariana. So keep watching all of the videos today. This is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long day. It's daylight right now. It is 7 o'clock in the morning in Granada, Nicaragua. It's busy, it's active, it's noisy. So let's start off. We're going to be going down to, well, I guess we're going to stop at La Colonia first and pick up like 70 bottles of water to give out. And then from there we'll be going through San Marcos and Masachapa, onto the El Crucero, then down San Rafael del Sur. Then we'll eventually get and pass by Masachapa along the coastal highway. And then we're gonna go blow right by Playa Mariana, which is only 6.5 kilometers from Masachapa. And we're gonna drive all the way down to Casares, Juguete, and Boquete following the coastal highway. It's not yet officially open, but since I can drive from Masachapa to Playa Mariana, we can see when it crosses the bridge over the Tecolapa River that I wanna know how far that road has gone. And so we're going to drive down to possibly as far as we can go, and we'll see where we get stopped. But we're going to also go check out, like we've been checking out all the other beaches in and around Nicaragua. We're going to go check out the towns down there and give you the lowdown of the beach, what's in the town. They're actually fairly small, but I've been there, boy, it's been maybe 2 decades ago. So it's time to go back and check it out and go have ourselves a great time here in Nicaragua. So let's go have some fun. Follow me, we're going to have a great time. You might be watching this trip for the first time because you're just finding this channel. I'm not sure where you've been, but I'm Kevin Fleming from Grupo Mariana, and today you're following me all the way to Playa Mariana and beyond. And this always stops and starts, so to speak, in Granada at the Pronto, recharging our phones. And so for those of you who didn't know, when you buy your cell phone packages, you can come to just about any gas station in and around the country of Nicaragua. It costs about 220 Cordobas. You'll get about 7 gigabytes of data. And it's always good before you leave town to make sure your phone is charged because you don't want to run out of data while on the road. Now, I'm with 2 people with me today, so that's not going to happen. But just for the record, we're in Granada, Nicaragua, on our way to Playa Mariana. So follow me today. You're going to be glad you did. You're with me now on this side of the highway on the way to Masachapa, and between Catarina, and all along these highways in Nicaragua in this area, you're going to find these locations and these stalls where you can come negotiate for your plants and for your trees. And this so happens to be one of the stops where we are working to purchase and negotiate for 1,000 coconut trees and palm trees for Playa Mariana to transform the entire area. We've been working really hard the last 6 months to clear all the dead brush and trees and basically clean up the whole entire beachfront. But we're getting ready to plant, okay, and regenerate in the area the green zone of everything that we're going to do. Now these highways are pretty tight, so you got to be careful on which side of the highway you stand on. You definitely want to be walking towards the traffic and not be looking behind you in what's going on. But when you come into this particular area, you'll find all kinds of varieties and species of plants and trees, and you can negotiate almost any price you want within reason, right? Within reason, everyone's got to make a living, but you can see some of the stuff that you're going to find along the way. So you never have to worry about finding plants and banana trees that you see in front of you. There's an abundance of stuff. Now let's promote this particular area. Look, this is a Finca Conchita. Oh, that's something that's up ahead. But in here, you just talk to the local owners, and they have farms located on different, I guess you might say different land spaces, because we passed by a coconut farm yesterday on the way back in Ndaime, and it looked like there was like a ton of coconut trees, and so it was amazing. But here, this is what you're gonna find along the road in Nicaragua, all along the area between Masachapa and Catarina, but really all over Nicaragua, you're going to come across these zones where you're going to find opportunities to pick up great deals. But Catarina is kind of a famous location for all this stuff, and this is definitely a place where you want to come and check out. I'm holding my hat because I'm up here in the El Crucero, excuse me, and it's really, really windy today. And this is the regular stop. You know, you've been watching this over the last 6 months. Wherever you're seeing these clips in the videos, well, we're halfway to Playa Mariana now. It's been such a fun morning. Hard to believe we started at 7 in the morning, which is not really that early, but we've accomplished so much. And right now it is 8:45, 8:45. And trust me, when you keep watching this video to the end, or perhaps just seeing this clip, it'll be sunset at Playa Mariana before we even start to head home. It's going to be one of those days. You're going to see a whole lot of Playa Mariana today. Casares, Juguete, Boquete. We've already passed through San Marco. We passed through Masachapa, Catarina. We stopped looking at the plants and the coconut trees that we want to buy. And today, our water tank, one of these 5,800 gallon water tanks, should look just like that. It's supposed to be delivered on site later this afternoon, so we want to be there to see that happen and record that for you. But right now, we're going to go inside the station. This is Ramon. Hola, Ramon. That's Ramon. And we're going to go check out the girls and get ourselves some espresso and some coffee and just chill out and relax. You're with me right now on the road to Masachapa towards Playa Mariana that way. You may have seen from the rotunda, as soon as you come into Masachapa, which is the beginning of the coastal highway, or the end, depending upon which way you're coming from, they've now have the road completely paved to the main rotunda, which is the divider that goes towards the old road to Casares, Playa Mariana. Straight through this rotunda up ahead, you'll see in the next video, or as you continue watching to the end, is to Playa Mariana, only about 3 or 4 kilometers down the road. And to the right, that way, is Pochimil. So as we go to the rotunda, we'll circle around so you get a full 360. And you can see right now, the road is paved, fully paved. In fact, it's a little bit sticky underneath my feet. It's 10 o'clock this Friday and it's 34 degrees out right now. And we're just getting started. There's so many fun things to show you in this entire day. It's going to be amazing, but really exciting. You'll be watching this road develop for the last 6 months, and it's finally here. It's finally paved. People are using the road, and it's amazing. Congratulations, you made it with me here to Playa Mariana, to the border of the land. From this particular point along the coastal highway, it's a kilometer to the pump house well infrastructure area, and then beyond into the mountains where you can see those mountains is about 2.5 kilometers, and we own all that property back there. When you go straight down this road from the coastal highway, 1.8 kilometers, you're going to get to the Tecolapa River, and all the land on the left side and the right side is contiguous to the property called Playa Mariana, and we came that way from Masachapa. Now I'm going to reveal to you, when you come on the coastal highway, either from behind me or from Masachapa, you are going to turn this way. Okay, you're going to turn this way. I'm going to show it to you. Ready? Here comes the water, 0.5 kilometer, and immediately you're going to be welcomed to the Pacific and Playa Mariana. It's going to be amazing. This particular road that you see right now here, that's just one of the service entrances that we have. We have 3 actual entrances on the project on this side, and there is to be 2 to 3 more on the opposite side. So you have to be able to cross from one side to the other because we own this side. Everything you can see, as far as your eye can see, is Playa Mariana, and as far as your eye can see this way is Playa Mariana. But the more important part is this way is going to be the entrance to the hotel, starting off down on the beach. And you can see the water. Let me zoom in a little bit more. You can see the water is looking amazing today. It is Friday, it's 10:20, it's 34 degrees outside right now. And when you drive in about, let's call it 400 meters, it'll start to go down the slope, which you're going to see really, really soon. It's absolutely amazing, and today it's going to be a great day to show you everything there is to see about Playa Mariana. I'm just so excited. So come with me, keep following this video, and you're going to hear about everything and see everything today. But first, I think maybe before we go down there, maybe, I can't help it, I get here, I want to see the water. Our plan was to go straight to Casares, which is about 20 kilometers down that road, and make sure that the coastal highway is all the way down there, finished as much as it is here, finished at Masachapa. But we'll see, keep watching and you'll find out what I did next. Welcome to Playa Mariana, everybody. So I didn't go down the highway. First, it was in port. I couldn't contain myself. I'm just so excited. Look at that water, everybody. This is Playa Mariana where you're at. This is the oceanfront level of Playa Mariana. And you can walk down to the beach in about 600 feet all the way down there. And our location of our beachfront condominiums that are coming into reality are straight ahead. And then over here is our bungalow hotel. Then you're gonna see our casitas over here. And then it's our international hotel over there. It's gonna be amazing. This is like no other property in the entire country. And you know that now because you've been following me and you've been seeing me posting pictures from the border of Costa Rica, from El Pochote to Romanzo, then on the other side of San Rafael del Sur and Playa Maderas, all the way up to Playa Guasacate, and then on to El Astillero. And you know that this, what you're looking at right now, simply does not exist in that 100 kilometers of the coast down south. And that makes the Pacific Passage here, where Playa Mariana is located, the next best hotspot for you to buy property. So whether you're building a house up here on the ocean bluff on about 100 acres of land, this is where the hotel is going to be located and other amenities within the project. Or you're going to walk down to the beach, right? You can walk, you don't need a car. You can walk down to the beach, and on a number of paths that will be created from the top down to the bottom. And the beachfront, we're going to see the beachfront next. It's absolutely stunning and amazing. And very shortly, we're going to get ourselves a quad today. And we're going to ride up and down the beach because it looks like the tide is actually going out, because you know, in the last few videos that I've shown you while I've been on the property, it's been high tide. So it's probably high time that you see what low tide is all about here at Playa Mariana, which makes this beach the most stunning 20-kilometer beach in the entire country of Nicaragua. Just simply unmatched anywhere. I challenge you to find a beach like the one you're about to see, with an ability to walk up 20 meters to a rise. And every single property here at Playa Mariana is going to have an ocean view. That is the absolute cardinal rule number one, is that everybody has an ocean view to enjoy what it is you see right now in front of you. You've been walking with me through all the beaches of Nicaragua, and I'm proud to show you Playa Mariana. When you haven't seen this for the first time, oh my gosh, where have you been? But this is what everybody is recognizing. This is what everyone is talking about. This is the next up and coming beach resort destination location for privacy, for entertainment, for luxury. Everything you want is going to be located on this beach. And the water and the shelf, as you can see, there's no rocks, there's no coral, there's no algae, there's nothing to worry about swimming in this beach and feeling like it's dangerous, because it's flat and you can go straight all the way to Masachapa, some 8-10 kilometers. And if that's not enough of a walk for you, you can go straight down to 3 more towns. As far as you can see, there's no stopping this beach another 12 kilometers to Casares, to Huete, to Boquete. It's amazing, isn't it amazing? Look at this beach, everybody. Right now it's 10:50, okay, here at Playa Mariana. And at 12:55 is low tide. And so I'm really looking forward to showing you a second part of this video where you're gonna see how far out this beach really goes. I've not seen a beach that goes that far out. Maybe Pochimil a little bit, okay? Pochimil's a nice beach, which is just 4 kilometers down the way. That is the public tourist area where all the locals go. But other than that, this is Playa Mariana. So whether you like Playa Romanzo or Playa Madera or Playa Coco or Playa Yankee or Playa Guasacate or El Astional or El Pochote, okay? This is the beach, Playa Hermosa. Forget about them. This is it, Playa Mariana. This is where you're gonna wanna be. This is what you're gonna find out. So be sure wherever you are and watching this video up until this point, when you wanna own a piece of this freehold titled beachfront that's duly insured from First American and Stewart Title, this is where you wanna be. A property that's under a master horizontal property regime with enforceable covenants, so we can always maintain that HOA to make sure roads don't crumble, to make sure that the beach clubs are up to par, to make sure that the water and the wells that are being serviced to the property are maintained. All of that comes from enforceable HOAs. But forget about all that. You can go swimming in this beach and not be scared of anything. Of course, it's the ocean, all right? So you always gotta be careful in the ocean, but you don't have to worry about stepping on anything because there's absolutely nothing here but beach. And that's why you're gonna come to Playa Mariana. for the beach. All right, you're not coming here to surf, maybe to, you know, boogie board to some degree, but you can rent quads, you can rent horses, you can rent Sea-Doos. This is the place where you're going to go to have that beach entertainment area. And one day soon, very, very soon, when you come down that coastal highway and you get to Playa Mariana, this is what you're going to enjoy. And this is what you're going to take back as memories from Nicaragua for as long as you can remember. So come experience something real. You're with me now back at Playa Mariana. We're along the site of the coastal highway. At the beginning of our land, just straight ahead is where the Tecolapa River is. We crossed over the bridge. And right now, this road is ready to be paved, similar to what you saw at Playa Mariana, going towards Masachapa. Wasn't that great? So we're going to drive down the 1.8 kilometers, then we're going to go right down to the beach, jump on a quad, and go right down the entire beach and show you everything. And we've just about seen every beach in the country, from the central coast all the way down to the border of Costa Rica, some 15 or 20 different beaches. And now I'm going to show you Playa Mariana, why this is the absolute best beach, and you're going to know it and recognize it for yourself. You're looking at right now, more or less, the area where our front entrance is going to be located. It was supposed to be marked off already, but I think the topographers are a little bit late. That's the way it goes, but it's more or less in this area here, so perhaps the next time I come out, you'll see some painted colors. But the ocean is just a half a kilometer straight. Now, this is what makes Playa Mariana so valuable to land. Notice how flat it is. It is completely flat, like a canvas waiting to be created. And then you've seen that shelf where then it goes down the slope and to the beach where we're going next. But this is the coastal highway. It runs right through our project all the way down to the border. You might be able to see that tent down there. Let me zoom in. You see that? That's that tent area. That's where the border of the property is. And from there it goes 1 kilometer that way to the infrastructure area where the water is and the back entrance. And then a half a kilometer towards the clearing of that ocean. You can kind of see the ocean view right from here. Let me zoom in there. See that? There's the ocean right there. And internally, it's going to be amazing with all these super wide roads. And this way, it goes another, call it a kilometer, to the bridge where we just came from. And that's the coastal highway that we're on right here. And that goes all the way to Masachapa, 8 kilometers that way. I thought it was 7, it's actually 8. And what makes Playa Mariana so great is, while we have 150 acres that we're developing as a first phase, out of the total 923, look how much land there is on this side. As much land as you can see is Playa Mariana, and land to be developed even into those mountains that you see in the background. It's just simply amazing. This is a generational, lifetime project, one of the most viable properties in the entire country of Nicaragua. This is where you're going to want to be. This is the location, an hour outside of Managua. Don't miss out. PlayaMariana.com. Let's find out more. You're with me now at the beach at Playa Mariana, so welcome. It took you a while to get here. You may be just seeing this for the first time, but this is why the beach at Playa Mariana is so special. It is wide, flat, barely any little rocks, algae, lots of shells to pick up, especially big shells. And the beach is 20 kilometers long from Masachapa all the way to Boquete, down where we just came from in a previous video you may have watched. But when you go straight down the beach that way, about 10 kilometers, you find Boquete, and you go 8 kilometers this way, you find Pochimil and Masachapa. But this is why the beach is so special here at Playa Mariana. But not just the beach, right here in front where I'm standing is the border of the property. From that post, and then it goes 2 kilometers straight to the Tecolapa River. And this particular area here is the future area of one of our beach clubs at Playa Mariana. And then beyond the beach club are 2 condominium buildings, part of a special development that we're going to tell you about real soon. But let's go down to the beach right now. I'm going to take you to the next step. We're going to be directly a couple feet from the water. Welcome to the beachfront here at Playa Mariana. Isn't this amazing? I told you I'd have something very special to show you. We've been touring all the beaches in and around Nicaragua over the last 3 weeks, taking you well over 10, 12, 13 beaches from the south of the border, all the way to El Astillero, on the other side to Juguete, Casayas, Boquete, and now back here at Playa Mariana. Simply amazing. You won't find this at any other project development. A beach of this size, this flat, calm waters, no algae, barely any rocks, no coral, completely safe to go into the water and enjoy it as much as you possibly can. That's why we love Playa Mariana. That's why we're building 2 hotels and a beach club and condominium complex over here. There's a bungalow hotel over here. There's a Las Casitas village coming over here. There's an international hotel coming right there. And this area, this 500 meters of beach right over there from our borderline where those coconut trees are, and about 400 meters to there, it's going to be one of the most amazing locations in the entire country of Nicaragua. The whole world is going to know. And then you can't see it, maybe you can, but straight ahead, you might see the top of a shelf. And I showed you how when you're on top, it overlooks everything. And there's so much more up there to show you. It's almost incredible. It's too good to be true, but it is. You're seeing it firsthand with your own eyes right here at Playa Mariana. Go to playamariana.com and you'll find out more information about what's happening here. We're now under construction with some of the infrastructure. The coastal highway is passing through the project. We're lifting this project off the ground once again, and we couldn't have been more excited about everything that's happening in the country of Nicaragua. So I encourage you to come down here, come see this beach for yourself. Come join me right here where I'm standing, and you too could call yourself one of the very few owners here at Playa Mariana. Walk with me now. I'm down at the beach at Playa Mariana. I'm hunting for some shells here at low tide because they always wash up, and it's a little hot, but at the beach there's nobody here. That's the best part about Playa Mariana so far. It's completely secluded. I don't want to say isolated because Masachapa and Pochumil and San Rafael del Sur are all within 10 to 15 minute drive from this location. But right now along this beach from La Boquete, okay, which is about 10 kilometers straight, and when I spin around here, okay, that way is Masachapa, about 8-9 kilometers from this particular location. You might be able to see those palms there in the distance. That's the border of the property. You may have seen that in another video. And where the fence line is where our property starts, freehold title, where you too can become an owner of a residence, whether it be a home or a condominium or part of our hotel that's coming. It's a great opportunity to hold freehold title, an amazing opportunity to diversify your portfolio, secure some cash flow into the future, being part of a managed rental program. Amazing land covered with title insurance from Stewart Title Guarantee and First American Title Insurance Company. And after visiting all of the projects across the country, I can tell you that Playa Mariana is one of the only projects on the beach with a master registered horizontal property regime to be sure that we can enforce all of the covenants and restrictions to keep this property looking beautiful. And it's not going to turn into a dump like you may have seen some of the other areas in and around the country. Now, I should take that back. That's not really nice of me to say. Not a dump. That's not really good. I take that back. Scratch, delete. What I mean to say is there's no control of the garbage. There's no zoning standards. There's no architectural guidelines. There's no setbacks from the beach. There's no architectural style that keeps the project in contiguity with the rest of the development. So I don't want to say dump. That's wrong. I shouldn't say that. It's lacking. It's lacking what Playa Mariana has to ensure that the value of the land here at Playa Mariana stays consistently growing over time. And the demand for a beach like this is one that is going to never be satisfied because people are always going to want this pure beachfront to come to. And this beach here at Playa Mariana, you can go in the water and you can swim, as you can see, all right? Look how flat that is, all right? The shelf here is really flat and you can go in the water and swim, which means at high tide, okay, look how far else you can walk. All right, you've seen it at high tide. I've shown you those pictures, right? Look at that beach, everybody. Tell me where in the country of Nicaragua you can find this, or anywhere for that matter. I'm sure there's some nice beaches all around the world, absolutely, but when it comes to Nicaragua, this is the beach where you want to be. This is the #1 beach up and coming in the Pacific Passage here at Playa Mariana, and you too can be enjoying ownership here. All you gotta do is go to playamariana.com. That's it. Register to find out more, then book your call with me. Let's figure out a strategy to get you into a property here should you qualify, because not everybody will be able to become an owner here at Playa Mariana. We tend to be a little bit picky because it is my own private Pacific Reserve. Now, while I don't own the beach, okay, what you do own is the land that fronts the beach. So for all those haters out there who don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm definitely not saying I own this beach. What I am saying is you can own this beachfront looking at the beach. So I'm walking up right now to an actual lot that we just sold. Some 240 feet wide by 250 feet deep, over an acre in size. And what an amazing property it is for these people. And they're going to be building 3 homes on their property here fronting this particular location. How amazing is that? Don't you want to be involved with Playa Mariana right now? Hi, it's Kevin. You're here down with me at Playa Mariana. I'm just beachfront in front of one of our properties that are close by to the ones that are for sale. I was talking to one of the caretakers here, Don Juan, and his son, Adolfo, and I was asking him who cuts down the coconuts from the trees, because you know they tend to fall on their own and you got to be careful they don't fall on them. And he was telling me that he actually climbs the trees and cuts them down. Isn't that amazing? Now this particular property is not ours. It was on our property more or less when we bought the land 20 years ago. But they're friends of the family, you might say, here at Playa Mariana. And we used to have our events right there in that house. It used to be amazing, that house. And so now we're here at Playa Mariana. I wanted to show you a little bit of the beachfront so you get a taste of what is going on here at Playa Mariana, because it's nothing short of spectacular. It's been a long day. It's about, what time is it? I'll keep showing you my watch. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been going since 7, right? And you've been with me at all beaches all over Nicaragua today. Casares, Boquita, and Huete. And there was one beyond that, but I forgot about it. But it's just, low tide was at 1:30 and it's getting close to 3 o'clock right now. And you can see this is the beach typical to Playa Mariana in front. It is just purely spectacular. Hi, it's Kevin Fleming from Grupo Mariana, developer of this Playa Mariana in Nicaragua, 7 to 8 kilometers south of Masachapa. And I wanted to give you a peek at a typical lot here at Playa Mariana. All of our lots fronting the beach are freehold title, and that means you own it in your own name. It's not agrarian, it's not lease land, it's not concession, it's not communal. And all the lots here are 60 feet wide by 250 feet deep, which is 15,000 square feet. That's over a third of an acre. Some are a little larger. And when you walk on the land here, it's really quite amazing. The setbacks are 30 feet from the road, which was right over there. Okay, you can see my car is parked right over there. And it is 120 feet from the beachfront, and you have a buildable square footage area of 4,000 square feet on one level. And on the beachfront, you are more than welcome to go higher than one level. In fact, you can go 2 levels. And when you come down to the beach, this is your land. You're walking on your beachfront land right now. And I'm going to show you an amazing look at the views all of the beachfront lots at Playa Mariana enjoy. And to some degrees, the oceanfront lots as well, the ones in the second row. We have a number of those lots available also. And our freehold title lots on the beach start at 147. That's 147,000 US dollars. And you can own freehold title land here fronting the beach at Playa Mariana, 1 hour outside of Managua, approximately 5 to 10 minutes from Masachapa. And you can become one of our neighbors here almost immediately. We're under construction right now with water and the infrastructure and bringing it down to the beach over the next year. Then will come the 3-phase power. After that will become the roads. The coastal highway is just about done, like maybe another 3 or 4 weeks. We've already driven on it. You've already seen that road. It is almost finished. Here's a perfect spot for a hammock. Can you imagine? Picture yourself right here. Picture yourself. One end of the hammock here, another end of the hammock here. You're essentially lying in a hammock. If it were me, my head would be facing this way. And you're lying in a hammock and this is your view. Okay, just think about that for 1 second. How many of you would like to have this view as your own, as a legacy property, freehold title here in Nicaragua? Again, I didn't say Nicaragua, so I'm in Nicaragua, Playa Mariana, playamariana.com. Find out more. Go to the website, register. When you do, on the next page, you'll see me there too, welcoming you. And when you get to the next page, after you register, find yourself going to the next step, which is booking a free call with me and finding out how you can become an owner of beachfront property here in Nicaragua. And you too can become one of our neighbors on these amazing beachfront lots fronting the ocean on the absolute best beach in all of Nicaragua. Walk with me now. I get so excited coming here at Playa Mariana. We've been working to clear the site of the future international hotel. It's coming right here beachfront at Playa Mariana. It's going to be great. Approximately 100 to 125 rooms built in phases from the beachfront right there, spanning over 10 acres, and it goes all the way to the top of the slope, which you've seen some of that dramatic overview. But let me walk you, just in case you're just seeing this for the first time. You're walking directly right now on my beachfront property called Playa Mariana. My wife and I, who acquired this property some 20 years ago, and now we are working to bring this project to reality in the times in which the Nicaraguan country is doing amazing in attracting tourism and investments. You've been driving down the coastal highway with me. You may have heard about the new airport that's being built, and it's all coming here to Nicaragua. And more importantly, Playa Mariana is located only 8 kilometers from Masachapa, an amazing town of 2,500 people, and 4 kilometers from Pochemil, a tourism area, which is absolutely incredible. But what's really incredible is the beach here at Playa Mariana, because it goes all the way down that way, close to 8 kilometers. All right, amazing, right? And if that's not enough for you, you can walk from here about 12 kilometers to La Boquita, which is another amazing little beach. I don't want to say beach town, but there is a kind of a tourism area there. But this beach is amazing. There's no rocks, there's no algae, there's no coral, there's no danger. You can go swimming in this beach without a worry at all. It's not for surfing. You're definitely not going to find really great surfing waves here, but you can definitely swim and enjoy the beach. And right now we're getting ready. We're almost finishing our fencing project along the entire beach, securing 1,200 meters. Not easy, not cheap. And then we're going to be planting. We're going to be planting all the new coconut trees and palm trees. We cleared away all the thorny brush, and we've been working on the landscape plan to reforest the entire area. It's going to be incredible. And there's that slope on the top. You see that rise? That's 20 meters above sea level. And next year we will move that dirt so it layers down in terraces. So the hotel starts like on top of that terrace, and then you come on down this way. It's going to be absolutely incredible. This will be the #1 tourist attraction project, residential development in the entire country of Nicaragua. This is what everyone's going to be talking about. You're going to recognize it for what it is. And when you get down here, and when you stay here, and when you go in this water, you're going to know what all the hype is all about, and you're never going to forget it. You've been watching all of the beachfront images here at Playa Mariana, and I want to tell you the beachfront is amazing. You can see it right in front of you. It goes down 20 meters, and then from this particular point, it's 600 feet to the beachfront. And look at all that beachfront that's soon going to be under development. We're in the process right now finishing the last part of the landscaping, meaning the clearing, and being prepared for the reforestation of this entire area with over 1,000 coconut trees and palm trees and various species of plants that are going to be coming very soon over the next 3 and 4 months in the rainy season. It is now, what time is it? Like always, 4 o'clock. This day started at 7, and I am so fired up with a lot of energy. I love the beachfront at Playa Mariana, but this ocean view is nothing short of spectacular. You won't find this in too many places in the country of Nicaragua, whereby you have an oceanfront bluff like this, where you're gonna have residences that only have an ocean view, and you can walk to the beach. There's a lot of places like Playa Maderas or Romanzo and a whole bunch of others where you have this amazing cliffside view, but you have no access to a beach where you could just walk down. It's just not viable, it's not possible. But here at Playa Mariana, it's the opposite. You've seen the beach, almost 20 kilometers long for you to play with, and a complete oasis for you. The particular area you're looking at right now is 140 meters beachfront, the future location site of our 5-star international hotel coming to Playa Mariana. Isn't that amazing? It's 10 acres in size. It actually starts all the way back here, just off the coastal highway. And then from the coastal highway all the way down to the beach, some 10 acres of land fronting 140 meters of beachfront is going to be the most spectacular hotel location in the entire country of Nicaragua. But not just a huge hotel, it's only 100 to 125 rooms. We do have some boutique offerings right over here, small luxury boutique hotel. There's some beachfront condominiums, part of our beach club, in that corner. And we got a little, perhaps a little international surprise down on the other end of the property where I took you. But here at Playa Mariana, in the case you want to own freehold title, duly insured, title insured property, this is the only place in the entire country you're going to find that. It just doesn't exist anywhere else, especially properties that fall under a horizontal property regime, which means it's basically a fancy word for saying an enforceable HOA. And that's important, too much to get into for this video, but when you walk around to all the other beaches in the country, you'll recognize why an HOA is really, really important, why it brings so much value to the property. But here, you're at Playa Mariana, this May 8, one of those 2 days, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We just see an amazing beach, and I'm here, I'm waiting. I'm waiting because our water tank is supposed to be delivered today, and I wanted to be on site, but it's given me an opportunity to travel around to the towns in the area and show you how great this property really is. You're looking at what is one of my favorite places down in Playa Mariana. Now we say Playa Mariana, of course that means beach in Spanish, but I've mentioned many times how this property is 923 acres and it's 2 kilometers wide by 3 kilometers deep. So down this road about 1 kilometer goes to the back entrance, the service area where our infrastructure is being developed. And then from there, it's a kilometer to the coastal highway. And from the highway on the other side, it's another ½ kilometer to the beachfront where I've been showing you all these amazing images today. Now, it is 4:30 and I've got word that the tank is on the road. It's been loaded. It looks like we're gonna be here right to sunset. That being said, this is the Tecolapa River. So from this point, it goes that way, all right to, look, the sun's coming down, right that way to the ocean. And this way runs behind our property. And that's what separates the 2 parcels. So there's some 450 acres over here and 450 acres going that way. I mean, like everything. Now, some of it, we've had this property for 2 decades. So for example, see this stuff over here? We no longer own this stuff. We sold that stuff a long time ago, all the stuff along the river. The stuff in front of the beachfront, about 0.8 kilometers, about 800 meters, is all kind of like dead zone, green, environmentally protected, wetlands. You can't really do anything there. So it's really not a great development parcel. It's not something that's ever going to be developed, so you'll just see it beachfront. But over here, this is an amazing riverfront that you can go and check out and walk and enjoy nature at its very best here at Playa Mariana. So I'm going to climb down my own mountain without slipping and falling. Hang on. You're getting me live. I don't edit videos. You get what you get. And so my folks are in the car. My son is with me today. We're cruising around the property. We're waiting for the water tank to be delivered. It's a little bit overdue. I mean, I promised to tell you everything behind the scenes. And quite frankly, we're about 45 days late in the installation because of certain factors that just are kind of Nika things, nothing more than that. And that's okay. You know, we got patience. It's going to be the rainy season pretty soon. For those of you who don't know, we're working on the water designs right now. And that is going to be done pretty soon, where we'll be able to start the trenching come the next dry season in November and bring all of the water to all the lots and all the development parcels. That's really, really exciting to finally have water. And then comes the power. So after the water project's done, we'll start on the power. 3-phase power ideally, but 3-phase power above ground. And then in the best case scenario, we'll go underground, but that is ultimately the plan for Playa Mariana. And then we'll do the road. So one step at a time. We've had this property for 2 decades. I'm not gonna say that we're not in a rush, but with activity brewing up and the country popping on firing in all cylinders, it really is an amazing time to push forward really quickly. And you saw that beach, right? We're selling beachfront residences. We're selling freehold title home sites with dual title insurance. There is no other property in the entire country of Nicaragua, period, end of story, that has as much beachfront freehold title duly insured in the most amazing location along the coastal highway than here at Playa Mariana. So you should be going to playamariana.com and checking it out. Or wherever you're seeing this video, look down below in the links or click above in the bio. But just come and check it out. Then the next step is to get a hold of me, schedule your private call, and then get yourself down here. And you'll be walking this road too with me very, very soon. And you'll be calling Playa Mariana one of your homes, your different place, and experience something real. I want to show you a little something about the value of spending money. When you look at this video image in front of you, or even behind you, just for a second, what do you see that is readily apparent? I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. What you see is a significant difference of the fence line of how things look, and why a homeowners association is really important, and following up and being able to enforce it and collect money is extremely important, because when you're spending money on fence line, it looks like this at Playa Mariana. Okay, new fence posts, clean fence line, nothing in front of the posts, secure borders. That's what the standard looks like here in Nicaragua for spending money. Now, when you don't spend money, it looks like this. This is an area of property that we sold off some 15, 16, 17 years ago, and no one has spent a dime to maintain anything. Fences are in disrepair, falling down, non-existent, overgrown, and that's what happens in Nicaragua, okay? So when you're not looking after your land, it basically becomes abandoned, for one. It becomes overgrown, too. But imagine stuff that looks like this all throughout your property. It becomes very expensive to clean when you want to do it, and when nobody wants to pay for it, but it has to be done. We've done it. We invested the money to clean the fence line, to repair it, and now we're going to maintain it. But that's the difference between an enforceable HOA and a non-enforceable HOA. And what that means is, you're hearing me say all the time, a registered horizontal property regime. And what that really means is, it's a fancy word of saying it's an HOA that falls within the developer's purview to enforce, because those rules and regulations and those covenants and those restrictions, they're registered on the land. That creates an enforceable regime. Because at any other project in the country of Nicaragua, a developer might give you a PDF or a Word document with all these rules and regulations that you have to pay. But the reality is, it's not enforceable. And when you don't pay, then nothing can happen. They could yell at you, they could try to not let you in your property, they could try to do all kinds of things, but the reality is, it's not legally enforceable, so they can't do anything. But when you have an enforceable HOA, you can do stuff like put a lien on a property, not let people into the property, and in the case of Playa Mariana, we can even sell your property to pay your HOA dues should you become delinquent, because it matters that much to us. Now, you might not know it now, or why that is important to you, but just when you go around to all the beaches like I have across 100 kilometers of the coastal highway, checking out the 12 different beachfront areas, public and private, you're quickly going to find out why an enforceable HOA is super, super important to keep the area clean. So I won't spoil the surprise yet, so keep watching for other videos and you'll see what I mean. Sometimes it feels like this water project, as small as it is never going to end. Well, you watch this channel because I tell you about the good, the bad, and everything about developing real estate in Nicaragua. And the first thing you have to get used to is that not everything works out as planned. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow and have a lot of patience. So it is now, you've been watching the time all day, right? It is almost 5 o'clock. The sun's going to be setting pretty soon. And I wanted to be here for the tank to come, but apparently there was some problems with the loader. So it's not coming today. It's going to come tomorrow morning really early, which means I'll be back. I'll be back because I really want to be here for this tank coming to site, because it's really important to see what a 5,800 gallon tank looks like, and the pump. This is our pump house that we built. It's just something simple for now. The goal here was to protect the water well that we have, because we have experienced some sabotage in the past. These things happen, okay? This is a tank pad right there that's going to hold the big black tank that's coming tomorrow. It's one of 4. There's another one that's going to fit there, there, and there, so the water project can grow over time. And the well is over there. You see it? Kind of like, there it is right there, all right? Our well is very secure. In fact, it's so secure, I don't even have the key to get into the gate. I know the security guard does though. So this is the water project that we've been started on. It was the end of December that we had to pull in the equipment here to clean out the well. It took a couple days and $8,000 to remove all the debris that was in there. And now the water pumps out almost bottled water to some degree. It's really great. We're 1.4 kilometers to the beach. So when we start trenching, it's going to be in the dry season. So when you don't know anything about Nicaragua, there's 2 seasons. The dry season, which is right now, and changing in a couple weeks to the wet season or green season or rainy season, whatever you want to call it. But all this ground starts to get wet and a little bit muddy and it's not the best to trench. And so what's going to happen is from this water station here, we're going to pump water all the way down to the coastal highway, which is 1 kilometer from here. And then it goes across the highway underneath. It's already, the pipes have already set where they're going to go, and then rolls down to the beach to the hotel areas and across all the roads internally to the development parcels. So it's almost 3,000 meters of pipe, and it all happens back here. So we've been preparing in this area with fencing, with security, with an entrance. Now, this entrance, we didn't just start building it, so I'm not going to say, hey, we're under construction. No, this has been here for a while. We just cleaned it up. It was overgrown, and we're waiting to put a roof on it. Now, we ran out of time this season, so they're just talking about how to secure the roof. So over the rainy season, the guards that work in this area, they'll be dry, because we don't want them sleeping in the pump house, and there's really nowhere else around here. So we have to prepare basically a bathroom for them and a place where we can cover that roof. And then in the next dry season, November, when we start trenching all the lines, then by that time we'll be ready to put the roof on top of this entrance, and then this whole area will be secure. But more so than that, there's a huge number of neighbors all down that road and people contacting us who want to rent land, which is great because we have all this land. There's some 300 acres here out of 900 that is part of the property on this side of the coastal highway. And so we're going to create these stalls where people can rent and grow agriculture and basically allow people to grow food on site. Why not, right? Let's help out the community. So that's a bit of the updates. You can see the fencing over there. I think I already showed you that in a previous video, but all new fencing on both sides of the roads, almost 3.5 kilometers of fencing and post and barbed wire in this particular location. That was a tremendous project. That took almost a month. That took almost a month. This is the entrance here. Let's go walk. It's evening time, so be careful 1 second. I don't want to. High security in Nicaragua, right? The wooden fence post with barbed wire. That's pretty common and typical. But you see all these were new posts. It takes time. Nothing by itself is hard, but it just takes time. We planted so many palm trees many years ago, but we didn't have water, so not all of them survived. So that's a really nice tree. When we bought it, it was maybe this high, and now it's that high after 15 years. It takes a while, but it grows about, half a meter per year. So this is a bit of the playground here at Playa Mariana. So while we talk about the beach and I show you all the lots, and that's all exciting, and the hotels, the real magic of the property is back here. It really is, because it's so quiet. Look, completely deserted. You have this whole land. So when you come to Playa Mariana and when you become an owner, this is all your land. Come and enjoy it, whether you have a bike, a quad, a horse, you like bicycle, a motorcycle. You have we're developing call it 30 acres out of 900, and you have all this land for you to play with, all these roads and dirt roads, and an ability to cruise through internally everything that we have to offer here at Playa Mariana. And down below, I showed you the Tecolapa River, right? I walked down here before. There's some families on the other side of the fence that we have to get to know. But when you follow this path all the way down, about 350 feet to 400 feet, depending upon which way you meander down the pathways, it's a very private area down there. It's a place where you're going to want to come and discover and get lost. So there's no shortage of extracurricular activities that you can do here at Playa Mariana, and I really encourage you to come and do so. But nothing's going to happen unless you go down below in the description, click on one of those links to take action today, go to playamariana.com, find out more, become, or maybe you won't become, it depends, we don't accept everybody, but you may want to look into it a little bit more and become aware of what's happening here in Nicaragua, and more specifically at the next up-and-coming project in Nicaragua. You're with me now. It's almost sunset time. It is 5:15. Unfortunately, our water didn't get delivered today. That's the way it goes, but amazing backup plan is you get to see this incredible sunset coming down, and I'm above the slope area, 20 meters above sea level, looking directly into the sun, and it's amazing. What a great day today was. At Playa Mariana, when you come a half a kilometer off of the coastal highway, right there on the straight road, you're like right there. I showed you this, right? Only 6-7 kilometers from Masachapa down the coastal way, all the way back to those mountains, an unbelievable playground for you to have fun. Look at that ball of light behind me, like right there. Isn't that great? And this is the ocean frontage at Playa Mariana, and I'm like 20 meters above sea level. and the ocean down there is about 600 feet away, and you can just walk down to the beach. You don't need a car, and you're there really, really fast. And this is what is happening right now. So I'm gonna go down to the beach and I'm gonna show you the sunset while sitting on the sand. I promised you a sunset here at Playa Mariana, and I aim to please and not disappoint you. It is now 5:35. What a day. You've been watching all these videos from 7 in the morning when we left the house till now 5:30. Everything turned out to plan except for our water tank not getting delivered. I'm gonna have to come back here tomorrow morning. What a crime that is gonna be, and what a shame, right? To enjoy this massive beachfront. Right now you're looking at the sun going down southwest. Right there where the fencing is, you can kind of see it. That's the corner of our property, and that fencing we just installed goes all the way down 1,200 meters along the beach, protecting our land. And then the property goes on another 800 kilometers after that, 800 kilometers, 800 meters after that. That's where the river is, and that protected reserve where it's wetland, and that's the part that we can't develop on because it's environmentally protected. So on this side of that wetlands, we're developing the hotels and the beachfront lots and the oceanfront lots right here at Playa Mariana. And this is the beach. It's getting close to high tide right now. Remember we were here at 1 o'clock? And look at the water, it's coming pretty close. Isn't that amazing? And I've made it. We're staying here right to sunset, so you're gonna watch it come down with me, probably in multiple videos. And this is what is really truly amazing at Playa Mariana. When you walk straight down this beach, I mean, when you would want to walk 8 kilometers, that's where you would go. That way to Pochimil and Masachapa. And in the other direction, you may have seen in this video or other videos, I'm not sure, but that way is La Boquita. All right, that's where you can take a quad, you can go all the way down another 10 kilometers. So really, truly an amazing beach, 18 to 20 kilometers long. Playa Mariana sits right in the middle, right in the heart of this Pacific Passage along the coastal highway. And it's just the most amazing property up and coming for a project here in Nicaragua. And you've been following us for some time right now. So the purpose of continuing to follow us is because I take you behind the scenes of what it is to develop 923 acres of real estate in Nicaragua. Because we've been doing it for so long through different market cycles, good times and bad, indifferent, all kinds of stuff, really. Now it is the time to come out of the ground with all of our permits in place, all of the documents in place to build some stuff. We couldn't be more excited. The water is going into the project right now. Phase 1 is almost done. The water design is almost done. Good or bad, the rainy season is upon us. It's the middle of May whenever you might be watching this video. And so we will have to continue the water project after the rainy season when the trenching is a little bit easier to dig holes when it's not raining, especially when you have to dig 3 kilometers worth. So keep following along and you're gonna see that take place as well. In addition to that, we are planning for 3-phase power, but that'll come after the water is installed. That is primarily the most important thing right now. And then after the water, the coastal highway will be done this month, supposedly, and I believe it will be. You saw us driving on it, and it is absolutely amazing. It goes from Masachapa, and you can drive down that road all the way to Poete and a little bit beyond. We were there this morning. I just can't remember the name of the beach that we went to, the furthest particular point. I want to say Pinoya or Piluya or Pipuya. It's something like that. I'm pretty sure it's a P. I'm gonna have to correct myself and put it in the description. But that was an interesting location. Not much down there, but the beach was okay. And we found some fishing villages in Casares, and then La Boquita was more of a tourist area, you might say, for locals and alike who own in the area. I thought it was really nice, actually, and reminded me a lot like Pochimil. I've taken you to Pochimil, you've seen that. That's an amazing location for food, beverage, and service. Oh, I'm gonna sit down on the sand. I've been crouching down. I might as well just kind of sit down and relax. So here's the ocean in front of us, and it is, let's see, it was low tide around 4. Now it's 5, which means high tide's gonna be around 6. Well, look at that. It's almost high tide right now. So here you get a good look at high tide and the sunset all in one at Playa Mariana. Now you've been watching been watching all of our clips all across social media. You've been watching all of our advances with the real estate launch, soft launch into the marketplace. We had our discovery event, a really intimate affair with some friends and family and a few clients and owners. That was very interesting, also a lot of fun. In the last month, we've been focusing a lot on the construction and progressing forward to finish off our water project. All the architectural changes to renderings that need a little bit of tweaking, right? Because everything always needs a little bit of tweaking. And in the next 30 to 45 days, you're going to see quite a few changes coming up in regards to designs, plans. I wonder if I'm going to have to move. What do you think? How close is this water going to come to me? See, I'm right here. There's my shoe. There's the water. This should be interesting. I may have to move fast. But the beach is really incredible here at Playa Mariana. This is some beach you're really going to have to come and explore for yourself because it's truly, truly amazing. We're getting really close to the sunset now. I believe it's only going to be just a few more minutes. And the whole beach here at Playa Mariana is really a sight to be seen. It's almost high tide right now. We've been here all day. You've seen it in all types of conditions. There's Howard. He's been driving all day. He's been really, really busy. Because we were all the way down at the end of as far as the eye can see that way. And we still have the entire coast to do north of, I guess, north of Leon. That's going to be maybe another September project or something like that. But we've been traveling around in the San Rafael del Sur area, about 50 kilometers radius from the border, from Costa Rica, not the border where you cross, although we were there as well. And then we went all the way to the end of the coastal highway to Crucero, which is near the El Astillero location. And we checked out all the beaches along, well, all the beaches. Let's say 75 to 80% of the beaches along the way that we could access. Some we just couldn't even get there. But other than that, look for amazing videos coming out over the next month or two, or whenever you're watching this clip. And you're gonna see and get to know all the beaches here in Nicaragua. You're right here at Playa Mariana. This is the final moments of the sunset. Enjoy it while it lasts. This was an amazing day here at Playa Mariana on the beach. We walked almost everywhere on the property to come to this particular moment and just enjoy it. So I'm just gonna be quiet and you guys can enjoy the video as it plays.